Okay, here's my intro. Let me just erase that right there and go simple. My name. No, I don't like that. Aziza Kibibi. Good morning, everyone. Today I have a speaking engagement. It is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and I'm speaking at an event today. It's called #BeCrime for a local organization in Essex County. I didn't sleep all that great. I have a massive headache and my allergies went haywire yesterday, so my voice sounds a little crazy, but hopefully it all goes well. It's going to be beautiful, and I'm going to share with you things that are entailed in me getting ready. So, good morning. I'm kind of stuck to this spot, and Krishna's in the background wanting food. I gotta get up. I'm actually on the couch because my head was pounding last night and sitting up was the best way. So, what, Krishna? What? Uriel's gonna feed you. I have to leave it an hour. I've not even decided what I'm gonna wear. I don't know, black, orangey red. I feel like because of the day, I should wear something springy. Oh, that was my stomach, y'all. So I'm running a little late. I went outside and my car was covered in pollen, so I had to clean it off. Since I didn't sleep very well last night, I need some concealer. Okay, so clearly I cannot talk and do this at the same time. I will try. I'm gonna be speeding some of this up. The event that I'm speaking at is for Victims of Crimes Rights Week, which started on April 18th. We are also in the month. The month of April is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month. As you can see, I used a couple of different colors. Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it's all about raising awareness, clearly, on sexual assaults, and resources and support, showing support for victims of crimes. So I have spoken for one of these events before in the past, actually for the VCCO, which is the Victims of Crimes Compensation Board. The Victims of Crimes Compensation Board is an organization, a nonprofit organization that gets funded by the U.S. government and by committers of crime. Every time someone is convicted of a crime, they have to pay money. You know, the U.S. government is all about money, but they have to pay money into a fund that then goes to the Victim of Crime Compensation Board that you can apply for to cover any kind of lost wages from trauma, costs for medical treatment, things like that. And especially in situations of abuse, very often the woman who is being abused or the person who is being abused is dependent on the abuser financially, which is often a reason why a woman doesn't leave diffuser. I speak more about that on one of my other videos where my father stole my credit and opened up credit cards. Okay. The lighting in my bathroom is horrible, and I don't like, I end up wiping a lot of the foundation off. So FYI, if you have been affected by a crime, then you can apply to the Victim of Crimes Compensation Board. Now, from what I understand, this one specific, the one organization who gave this other organization a grant for the event that I'm speaking at, they are available in other states. I'm talking about New Jersey right now because that is where my experience is. But of course, resources and laws vary from state to state. I don't do a whole lot. Fill in my eyebrows, and honestly, I have to fill in my eyebrows because I just put the foundation on. But I have to move faster because time is a ticking. It's 10:45. The event starts at 11. They told me I had to be there after 11. So I'm going to keep it simple because it's so nice and bright and sunny outside. Stick with my natural eyeshadow. In fact, I think I need to wipe some off. Any foundation that got on my eyes, my eyelids, and just go underneath a little bit. Yeah, I'm very basic, people. I don't know if that's a Virgo thing. Mascara. I do like my bottom lashes. So after I do that, my offspring are off hiking. They decided to go and brave the woods. After I do that, I'm gonna run some errands. I mean, basic errands. I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful day. I'm gonna run to the mall and get a gift box. I got my grandmother a present for Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to all the moms. But I got my grandmother a present, so I'm going to go and get a nice box for it from the mall. And it's a good thing that I prefer to shop online, so I will not be stuck there shopping, just in and out. I learned from Jessica Alba, shake while blinking to get your lashes coated. And let's see, I need to wipe off some more of this. Make sure there's not on my beauty mark. Put a little highlighter here. And bam, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna be wearing a mask, so this is gonna wipe right off, but I think I will go with a little, a little blush. Just a little. Blend that in a little bit. All right, and I'm good. Okay, so decided to go with the black. Touches of pink. Okay, we're off. The pollen's already collecting back, guys. Look. After I wiped it all off, it's trying to come back. All right, I'm trying to find my way. I think it's up there somewhere. I've never been to this park before. I'm about to talk, y'all. It's busy here. And now I'm gonna get ready to go on. Keep looking at myself. My scarf is trying to escape me, so there's a lot of music going, so I hope you all can hear me. But I'm here at the Victims of Crime Rights program put on by United Community Corporation in Newark, New Jersey. Oh, there you go.
Aziza Kibibi is the CEO of Precious Little Ladies. We are so honored to have Aziza here. I met her almost 2 years ago. Is that right? About 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Definitely before the mass period of our lives. And as I was saying earlier, I was deeply moved and inspired by this young lady's story and her dedication to protect the lives of young women, girls, and I invited her here to just give you guys the same sense of aspiration that I got, and I'm sure that you will be impressed with her story as well. Her organization is a wonderful hashtag. Has a wonderful hashtag. Hashtag It's Okay to Tell. Precious Little Ladies is an organization that prevents child abuse, child molestation, incest, and domestic violence, as well as provides resources and advocacy for parents, children, families, and victims and survivors. And so, if you guys can put your hands together, stomp your feet for Aziza Kibibi. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful day. I was just telling Richard that you guys really. Oh, am I too close to the? Now I have to make sure I'm in my shot. Woo! Good catch. Thank you. So, I'm sure you guys know that this event is in recognition of Victims of Crimes Rights Week. I want to share with you guys my story. Essentially, I'm just going to jump right into it. I was raped by my father. I was molested at 8 years old. And over the years, I was raped all the way until I was 24 years old. And it resulted in 4 children for him. I was homeschooled, so often a lot of people ask me, well, how did you go through your adolescence, your teenage life, your young adult life, and didn't try to escape? But the environment that my father created was that of essentially brainwashing. He was a dictator. But not only that, he had power. And I think when we speak about Victims' Rights Week, being a victim is really about power. Someone coming in and taking your power away from you. So with my father, even though he was supposed to protect me from a young child, he instead took advantage of me. He abused his power that he had over me. So growing up in a household where we couldn't fight back, and if we tried, my father was very strict. But then as he continued to further his own career in the music business, and I'm sure many of you will recognize the Fugees' Killing Me Softly music video, my father was the director of that video. So he was known in the world. He received an MTV Music Video Award for Killing Me Softly, and he worked with the Fugees very closely. Now I'm gonna tell you something. As a survivor of abuse, the law and the justice system is very strange. It's very strange. I don't know if any of you all know it, but here in the state of New Jersey, incest is legal. What? Yes, incest is legal. So my father actually was not charged for incest or incestuous abuse. He was charged for rape, for endangering the welfare of a child, and a plot to commit a conspiracy. He is now serving 90 years in prison. We finally reported it after getting away from him, and it took the judicial system a year to finally find him. And then after they found him and charged him, he showed up at his hearing with a child. So him as a pedophile or being tried for the taking advantage of children, he had the arrogance to then come to court with a child, and then that put him behind bars until he went to trial 3 years later. So my own recovery has been long. I did not know who to reach out to, which is why I started my organization. Once I escaped my father, in the process, my children were taken away from me because the system did not see me fit as a mother. I had to work to get them back. Once I did get them back, I had to establish myself. I had to establish my family on my own. And there were no resources, or I was not aware of resources that could help me, especially with my specific situation. I did not have birth certificates for my children since my father delivered them. I did not have social security numbers. And he used all of these things as a form of power over me and threatened me and my family that he would kill us if we was ever to tell anybody, and no one would know because there was no record of most of the children in my family. So here I am, a single mother raising 4 children, 2 with disabilities, because as a result of the close familial relationship with making a child, I had 1 child in a wheelchair and another one with metabolic disorders. And I did not know how to do any of these things. So here I have to get a birth certificate. I had to help the state of New Jersey help me because they did not have a process for my situation. So that encouraged me to start Precious Little Ladies. Our mission is to strengthen the bond between mothers and daughters to combat child molestation, domestic violence, incestuous abuse, and sexual assault. And the reason why we focus on incestuous abuse is because since incest is legal in the state of New Jersey, what then would make it a crime is if there's some kind of abuse involved. So we do the work, we are on the ground, we are working with local legislators in order to hopefully eventually make incest illegal in the state of New Jersey. I am at a place in my life now that I can manage whatever PTSD that was associated with my abuse. I talk openly about what happened to me because as a victim, usually there's this label that is put on you that you are weak in some way. But once you are past being a victim and you learn to either manage the impacts of being victimized, then you are a survivor. So that's what I am. I speak to a lot of women and men and also children to develop more preventative measures in order to prevent these things from happening to others. Because unfortunately, it happens so often. Based on reports alone, 1 in 4 women have been abused by or have been molested before they turn 18. 1 in 4 women have been raped 1 in 6 boys have been molested before they turn 18, and this is only based on what is being reported to law enforcement. So can you imagine how many more people are keeping quiet? Which is why we have started an official day on March 16th called It's Okay to Tell Day, because we want to encourage families to speak to their children openly without fear of being labeled a tattletale or being judged or being defined in any way for something that happened to them in their life that they had no control over. So we really encourage speaking out, and we encourage supporting survivors in speaking out, because only together, knowing what is really going on, how this is really impacting our society, is the only way that we can develop preventative measures. I put myself through college at 35 years old. I graduated, thank you. I graduated magna cum laude with 2 bachelor's degrees in media productions and journalism. I'm going back for my PhD in psychology, so send me some positive energy with that. Unfortunately, one of my children who had disabilities that I had by my father passed away a few years ago, so we miss her dearly. And It's Okay to Tell Day is actually celebrated on her birthday. So now I work with the County of Essex. And I just use my own testimony to encourage everybody else that no matter what you've been through, you can get through it. You can either choose to break down or to break through. So I hope, I pray that through me and the work that I do, that people will recognize their own strength. I'm also a published author. I published a book called Unashamed of Life Tainted. It chronicles my entire life and how the effects of the abuse that I suffered has helped to mold me into the person that I am today. I've had 4 children, like 1 on a construction site, so make sure you check Amazon for that, shameless plug. But I'm really happy to be here today. I'm happy to see all the work that UCC is doing, because a lot of people really need support, and sometimes it's not easy to actually say that you need help. So that's what It's Okay to Tell is really about, to let anyone around you know that you need help, because someone may have a resource for you. And I'm hoping to work with UCC in the future, and hopefully to get to know you all a little better. So if anyone has any questions, I do like to open up when I speak, open up the floor for questions, if that's okay. So you can ask me anything, whether it be about the abuse directly, how I made it through school, my personal relationships. Whatever you're comfortable asking me, I'm comfortable asking. So does anybody have any questions? You have a question?
I just want to know, what made you realize that you're infinite? You were never weak.
It's something about childbirth. Childbirth, especially with no medical assistance, is a life-changing experience. And I think that through having my children and realizing out of something that was something so horrible that I experienced, something beautiful can come out of it. And to me, that's a power in itself. I recognize that I had the ability to change anything negative in my life into something positive. So I do that every day. But to directly answer your question, I think the trigger was after laying there in a construction site on the floor on a mattress, and I gave birth to my first daughter. Even though I did not want to be there, even though I hated the circumstances that brought her to this world, I looked into her eyes, and all I could see was me, and all I could see was love. And I figured that if I could produce this, then I had the ability to escape, change my father's mind, build a company, and I think that's really when it happened. That was a very good question. Thank you. Anyone else? You're gonna have to meet me halfway.
I know you just used the word therapy. I wanted to know, how long you've been through therapy. Are you still doing therapy, and what it's like?
Okay, so the first time I ever stood in a counselor's office was during therapy to get my children back, which was not a helpful experience because I had a mission. I wanted to get my kids back. After that, I did go to counseling. I think I experienced Gestalt therapy, which is a form, like a school of therapy, and also existential therapy, where you really focus on developing yourself and increasing your own personal power. And I actually had that in school, at William Patterson University. But the thing was, when I sat down in the lady's office, we in that one day was able to determine what was bothering me at the time, and I had a breakthrough in one session. So that was kind of weird. Other than that, I do conduct group therapy with other survivors, and because there is no head of the group, we're all kind of helping each other and supporting each other in a way. So I do a lot of group therapy, and that has helped just to learn other ways to manage and cope with the impacts of the abuse. I use meditation a lot. I do meditate as a form of self-mind control. And I'm sure if there are any survivors here, you probably had experience with dream triggers. Well, I've learned to lucid dream. So anytime I have a nightmare about either the abuse from my father or he shows up in my dream, then I have been able to, realize that it's a dream, and then I don't have the negative impacts that many survivors do have after having a night. Yeah. Sure.
Do you have a business card for all the survivors?
Yes, I do. I have business cards. Yes, I have business cards, everyone. So.
I want to salute you because you could have went another one.
Wait a minute, just get the mic, Mike.
I just want to salute you because
Thank you very much.
it takes a strong person for what you went through. I mean, some people turn to drugs, some people commit suicide, some people just lose it. Their mind go crazy. So I really salute you for what you went through, and you're a strong black woman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have my days where it is a challenge, but I think really just knowing what tools that you have to make it through is really important. So, but thank you. Anyone else? No, I want to know if I ever got married or anything. It's really funny because I talk about, and of course other survivors and people ask me all the time on my YouTube channel, well, how has your abuse affected your personal relationships? And it did. That was definitely a journey, because when I first escaped my father, I was afraid of both men and women. At the same time my father was molesting me, he was also molesting me with one of his girlfriends, who actually did serve 5 years in prison and is now a registered sex offender. So my anticipated relationships with both men and women was very scary, because I thought that they was only interested in sex, because that is something that my father taught me. But I literally put myself out there through work, through school. I got to know people, and I did eventually fall in love. I thought I fell in love. Wait. I got married. Had another child, my youngest, he's 13 now. But it didn't quite work out. So I am divorced now. But as far as just, I love people. And even though I was raised sheltered, and I think not having friends, not being able to be in communication with my extended family has made me appreciate social interaction with others more. And I think that through each other we can learn a lot about the world and our individual unique perspectives. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. For all of you who have tables, thank you for your work that you do, the organizations that are here, because you're definitely much needed. If anyone can tell you that, I can. All right. Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you so much. After COVID, I'm going to get a hug. Right?
Yes.
Right now,
Yes.
All right, one more time, please.
I love your story.
As I said, I
love your
met
story.
this young lady
You guys
2
take- you
years
guys
ago,
take Instagram
and
information. I love your
obviously
story.
you heard
Okay.
the story, you know now. that
All right, y'all. Mission accomplished. I got some really good feedback. Hopefully help some people. I lost my voice, kinda. But yeah, continue on my day. I would put the top down, but this pollen is real. All right, everyone, so we are back where we started, in the bathroom. Instead of putting the makeup on, I am taking it off. That one took a lot out of me. A lot of people came up to me, shared their stories, which of course I couldn't record out of respect for their own privacy. Not everyone is ready to talk publicly about some of the things that happened to them, but I got a lot of questions, as y'all saw. There was even more than that. I spoke to some people one-on-one, and you know, now I'm about to wind it down. I have work tomorrow, so thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to all of my subscribers as usual. Thank you for everything, for all of your encouragement. If you have not subscribed as of yet, make sure you do that for more videos. Hopefully they are inspiring to you or to someone that you know. All right, and on that note, I'm going to finish getting this stuff off of my face. But thank you. Have a great day.